Welcome back to A Moment in History. I'm Seth Udinsky. Well, in today's America, we have two ruling political parties, as you probably well know. But the Democrats and the Republicans are not the only parties that have ever existed in the history of this country. Back in the early 19th century, the Whig Party was the chief challenger to the Democrats. And in 1840, the first ever Whig president won his spot in the White House. He would serve as the 9th president of the United States, and his name was William Henry Harrison. Now, Harrison holds the unfortunate dual title as being both the first president to die in office and also the president with the shortest presidential term in history. He only served for 32 days before succumbing to a deadly case of pneumonia. But before all of that, he also became the first president ever elected from the Whig Party. He was born just before the American Revolution started in the year 1773 in Virginia. He grew to prominence on the stage of history in the military, where he made a name for himself, making war with the Indian tribes of the Midwest. Now, Harrison became especially known later in life and during his presidential campaign as Tippecanoe, named after the most famous battle of his military career, where he led a brutal and hard-fought victory against the Indians at Tippecanoe Creek in 1811 in the Midwest. After gaining the title of Brigadier General, Harrison capitalized on his military success to become the preeminent political candidate of the Whig Party. In 1840, then, Harrison, with his running mate John Tyler, who, by the way, together were known as Tippecanoe and Tyler II, ousted the incumbent commander-in-chief Martin Van Buren, who fell victim to Tippecanoe supporters who called him Van, a used-up man. Now, what is lost in history is what kind of president Harrison could have been. Many historians believe that Harrison's choice to not prepare for cold weather on the day of his inaugural address actually led to his death. He contracted a cold immediately after he refused to dress warmly for his swearing-in celebration outdoors, and the cold turned into pneumonia. And on April 4th, 1841, Harrison died in office at the age of 68. Now, despite his brief time in the office, he also held the title of oldest man to be elected for president at 68, a title he held until 69-year-old Ronald Reagan broke it in 1980. Thanks so much for joining me once again for A Moment in History.